Yo, what's up YouTube? This your boy JuKING the Boss. We got another NBA 2K18 video. This one we're going to talk about this recent trailer they just dropped. We're going to go over the Prelude release date and what we can expect to see in the Prelude. So the trailer in question, they talked about how the Visual Concepts team, made NBA 2K18 the most visually stunning game to date. And it's not hard to do. But the footage that we saw wasn't in-game footage. It looked more like in-engine footage they could have recorded at 4K with HDR and very little hiccups, and then scaled it down to 1080. So I wasn't impressed by it. I'm looking more for some actual gameplay footage running on Xbox or running on PlayStation, to really see what the game's gonna look like. That doesn't help us to what it's gonna feel like, but it does show us what it's gonna look like. But at the end, they did showcase that NBA 2K18's Prelude is going to be coming out September 8th, and now that's what the topic of discussion is going to be about, what we can expect from the Prelude in 2K18 and some things that I would like to see in the Prelude for 2K18. For those who don't know, the Prelude was basically a demo to my career in NBA 2K17. It was a way for the fans of the 2K franchise to get a sample of 2K17 before it came out, and a way to bring in new people to play NBA 2K17's career mode and entice them to want to play the game, because who doesn't like something that they can get for free? But the problem with that was their execution. Like there were certain things that they did in 2K's Prelude that they shouldn't have done, and there were things that they could have done to make the Prelude more enticing to new players. And I'm gonna go over a couple of them that they can do for the Prelude for 2K18 that will entice new gamers, that will allow for us to enjoy this game. And the first one is the creation. Okay, so first thing, let's allow us to create more than one player. If we can create more than one player, it gives us a chance to kind of experiment around with different builds, different setups, different configurations that we enjoy, and that'll entice people more to want to play and say, oh, nah, I'm good with this. Because you have characters who created their build and right out the gate kind of realized like their build was bad, they didn't like their build, and their build is frustrating them, and they kind of don't want that. And so when the game comes out, they're like, man, I'm not about to sit up here and give me a whole nother build and build me a whole nother character, or go through that cutscene all over again. When a person can go through all of that stuff a few times, and then when the game comes out, they're ready to go, they're ready to jump in and ready to get to playing through the NBA career. So having that ability to create multiple builds would be perfect. And also, if you happen to notice in that video that 2K released, they also showcased what looks like two more tabs, and it got me to wondering what's behind those two extra tabs in the creation suite. And I thought it could be one of two things, or both of these things. One was a secondary archetype framework, allowing you to pick a secondary style of play, so that way you're not just great at one thing and then decent all across the board. You can be great at another thing and really good at a secondary thing, and kind of be able to build a better balanced character to play two-sided ball, or build a better balanced character that can do more than just shoot, or do more than just pass, And so like I kind of said, I'm hoping that that's what's behind one of those curtains. Now what's behind the second curtain, I kind of want it to be all of your skills, your abilities. So what I mean by that is when I finish creating my character, and before I finalize, allowing me to see what my attribute caps are going to look like in the beginning. Now if you got that, you can kind of eliminate the process of allowing a person to create more than one player in the Prelude. You can kind of go without that, because then you'll be able to, a person to be able to see what the final outcome of their build will look like, before saying, okay, I'm good with this, I'm gonna go with this, I'm fine with this build. So if they got that behind one of those gates, then that'd be perfect. If they don't have that, what I would like to see behind one of those gates is I'd have to see the final attribute cap. I don't think I could really substitute that for anything else, because at the end of the day, I kind of want to know what my character's limitations and what his maximum skills are going to be before I say, yes, this is the character that I want to represent me. That's kind of like saying, who do you want to represent you in a fight, but not knowing which one of these two cats can fight. So it's more along the lines of like that's what you want to see behind those other doors in the creation suite, and I'm hoping that that is what's behind those doors. Secondary archetype, and at the final spot, let me know exactly what my final capped attributes are gonna look like. Now, if I can't get any of that, what I would love to do, if I can only get one character, I can only create one character for the server itself and everything in the Prelude, then allow me to delete that character. Allow me to remove him if I don't like the way that character turned out. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would rather have it where I can at least see my capped attributes at the end, so that way I can continue to just rechange them. But allow me to at least be able to say, I don't like this character. I don't like his play style. He doesn't feel right to me. Let me create him over again, because I know height's a little bit of a different thing and weight's a little bit of a different thing. So it's one of those things where it's like, once you're on the court and you get a feel for him, if I can only create one character and the character weight feel a little off to me when it comes down to control him, if he feels a little clunky to me, or he feels a little too, you know what I'm saying, too much to me, then allow me to say, okay, well, I want to remove him from the server, start him over, and do another one. Those kind of things I really do believe would benefit the Prelude when it comes down to actually adding people into the service, adding people into the audience of 2K, and saying that, you know, yeah, this is going to be a 2K that I believe I'm going to thoroughly enjoy, barring they don't change the game mechanics up right when the game comes. Now, with the game dropping September 19th and the Prelude dropping September 8th, another thing I'd like to see them add to this Prelude is access to my park. Now let's do a quick comparison. Destiny 1's beta versus Destiny 2 beta. Destiny 1's beta had access to the social space, access to the leveling system, access to a campaign mission, and access to the competitive multiplayer. And when you got a chance to sample all of that throughout the process and level up along the way, it actually was an enjoyable experience. And then you look at Destiny 2's beta, and their beta was more for stress testing the servers and being able to make sure that people can connect and don't get disconnected left and right, and to make sure there weren't any problems along, and at the same time to test out the mechanics and see how people respond to them. And to me, it didn't entice me to want to buy Destiny 2 as much as Destiny 1's beta enticed me to want to buy Destiny 1. So, you know, let's see how we can compare that when it comes down to 2K18s. Stick with me for a second. By adding park access to the Prelude, what you allow is you allow people to not only sample the single player element, but you allow them to sample the multiplayer element and the social space, because the park is a social space. I mean, we all figured that out. But it allows you to get a little bit of all these worlds, and hopefully bring in more people that want to play a new game or want to dive into 2K. It gives them that chance to experience it. And the way you do that is very simple. You unlock the Prelude's server access from the day the Prelude comes out until the day that the early tip-off starts. So that way you getting more people to want to pre-order the game. That's a great marketing ploy you can use, but at the same time, it gives you a few days to kind of really do a system-wide, worldwide stress test on your servers to see what kind of connection issues people are having, and hopefully by the time the game releases, you got a day one patch ready to go that fixes a lot of those hammering issues, so that way people don't have to wait a month or 2 months later before we finally get these things worked out or fixed and things like that, or at least a week after the game comes out, because you know they got to submit all of the updates and patches and things like that. But given that early access gives us a chance to kind of like see what kind of stress the server takes on. So that's something that benefits the community, but it also benefits 2K, because it allows them to get more feedback in a positive light that says, okay, well, here's a negative, but we got time to kind of fix it up to a point where a week after the game come out, we got a patch ready to fix that little problem that we didn't find internally. If you agree with and or like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you disagree with it and or dislike the video, give it a thumbs down. Let me know down in the comments below if there's a specific feature you would like to see come to the Prelude of NBA 2K18. Give you a chance to sample. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more NBA 2K content and NBA Live content. You can catch me on the Xbox at JuKING the Boss. Come August the 11th, I will be playing NBA Live's demo, getting the samples. If you want to come and run with the champ, come run with the king. Holla at your boy. Until next time, peace.